Hey guys, welcome back to another Ascension reading for the Ascension Minded. As you may know by now, these messages are specifically channeled for those in the mission-based community. You may refer to yourselves as light workers and star seeds and indigo children, crystal children, rainbow children, light language practitioners, all sorts of things. And these messages are for you. If you'd like to work more personally with me, you know exactly where to find me. You can check me out on my Etsy page, and we do everything from professional work, teaching, healing, and motivating, personal work, teaching, healing, and motivating. So whether you're coming to ask about your family, your business, your office that you're running, all whatever, your romance, whatever it is, all the way to your mission work. So including details and things that you would need at that moment to serve you and your mission. Okay. Now, if you haven't already, go ahead and check out the messages that I've done already. We've done 2 so far for today, and I'm going to try and put them all out in the same day. The first one, make sure you watch that first, is an energy clearing. So go ahead and look at it. It says energy clearing in the title. So enjoy. And the second one that they put out was talking about shadow work and neutrality and why that is important for you and why it serves the ascension process. All right, so let's jump right into this message. It looks immediately like they have a message today about ego and getting the ego under control. Now we see this lovely card usually signifying victory when I look at it, but what they did is they closed out the person. They're saying throw the person out. I wasn't even thinking about, they're telling you, throw out the person. Thank you. Okay, so these messages, if this doesn't hit you like, oh yeah, they're definitely talking to me, then I would invite you to back pocket it, because maybe along your journey there may be some temptation to get into what we call spiritual significance, right? It's one of the pitfalls along the mission-based community process, progress. Now, the thing about it here is what they're saying is, remember that you're serving, capital S, you're serving the light. Wow, they really said the light. So as they said that, I just felt some energies flee. I literally said that. I said that and I felt some energies flee right out from some of your abdomens, like right out from the side. Now, interesting. Look at all that energy coming out from her. Now, when they said serving the light, it's like they were saying, we're talking to those of you, aspects of you as well, and energy. Some of you may have entities around you, whatnot. We're talking specifically to the light bearers. So that's you. And they're saying that do not get confused between the light and the dark. Now, immediately you're going to be like, well, each of you are going to have a different way of defining what the light is and a different way of defining what the dark is. Now, it's none of my business to tell you each how to define that, but I do think that what I am going to tell you here is to remember discursively, discourse-based, to remember that whatever you think you know about what those categories are, there's always something more to be had. And so it's a call for boop. Wow, that came out louder than I meant to. Boop. Neutrality, that third perspective. And that's what this is all about, energy. They're saying energy. I was going to say, that's what this is all about anyway. But energy, integration. It's all about integration. In this lifetime, you'll find yourself on the light. In the other lifetime, it's on the dark. So you are existing, and your existence spans so far and wide in all of the universes, right? So just know where you are right now, that either way that you play the field, the idea is integration. It's not to be on one side and like boom, and be on the other side and be boom. It's to bring it together. Now, that being said, today, they're talking to you and they're saying that when you serve the light, you're in service to others and you're assisting. And as if that is your intention this time around, see that free will, they're asking you, if that's your intention this time around, then they're reminding you that you want to be mindful of putting too much stock in the person, the form, people, places, things, situations, idea. And in this case, they're talking about you. Some of you are also being asked to give an eye at your gurus and the people that you work with, and sometimes even the people that you serve. And that feels like it's going to be a conversation for another video, they're saying. But here, they're saying, keep your eye on the light. Keep your eye on the prize. Now, the question is, at 4 minutes, 44 seconds, what do you do? What practices do you do? What practices do you have? And what habits do you have right now that keep you connected to the light? that keeps you connected to your higher self. And I'm not talking about, oh, I go to this place and I go to that and I talk to this person. I'm talking about inside, because it's inside within you. This is your job within you to connect. A lot of people are out here feeling the call. You see this call card? The light of the world, right? A Course in Miracles tells you that you are the light of the world, right? So you're feeling this call, but look how it's coming out sideways. And the reason why it's coming out sideways is because they're asking you to do a little bit more work around creating that balance for yourself. Because if you're carrying heavy distortions in your field, remember we just talked about that in that last video with the neutrality. If you're carrying heavy distortions in your field, you're going to have heavy output. And you're going to experience a heavy world around you in a certain way. And so that's why we have this Six of Forces card. This is a very strong card also coming out here. And so you want to do your best from a higher, to come from a higher perspective that keeps you, the egoic part of you, as much out of this as you can. This doesn't mean that we shouldn't love our individuation. And we shouldn't hang laurel wreaths around ourselves. We love it, right? We enjoy it. And there's so many things that inform why one person would prefer it over another, and that's just a matter of your soul's history, individual soul's history. But at the end of the day, if you're doing this work, you want to be continuing with your shadow work. You want to be aware of what your biases are, so that what? So that you can remain as pure and as clear as possible for the light to flow through. Because it's very easy. Let's look at this card for a second. Look at the next card. They're not playing, right? Look at that. It's pretty much what we're talking about. Oh, you can't serve two suns is what they're saying. I know that these people are like, but that's the moon. But look, we're out here, right? You can't serve two suns. Which sun are you going to serve? And if some of you are into the discourse, you have the idea that there are different suns out there, S-U-N-S, and we're going to leave it at that. But you can't serve two. And if different parts of you, different aspects of you are vying to serve different places, then you have to do this internal integration work. But let's take a look at this card here. If I were to show you this card, most people, maybe because the way that the card is drawn, we get that, would immediately go to this guy and start feeling like, oh, he's in power, like that's me, like some of you may notice, oh, the card design, because you're into structuring and you're not even paying attention to any of this. Some of you may go straight to the light. Some of you may, right? And we're not saying that there's any one thing you should look at, but what we're saying is that as you guys look upon, for example, this card, you're going to be drawn to different things. And of course, there's the bias is that whatever you're drawn to is what everybody else will be drawn to. And that's just not the case. And so you are being asked at this point to really consider what it is that you're being drawn to in your everyday life. Who are you working with? Who are you telling your secrets to? Who are you shunning? Who are you withholding love from? Who are you valorizing? Where are you? What are your interests? Why? And why? Because a lot of times, the reason why, see this chessboard? A lot of times, all the time actually, the reason why you gravitate towards one thing over another is based on what you've got going on in your mind, in your heart, we'll say that, your past lives, all sorts of stuff. You see this card? This is the ego card. Literally views of the ego, and they put it, boom, right there. So now he is a part of this. His ego is what's guiding him to navigate this world or this chessboard. This is not what you want. If your intention, first of all, who cares what you want? I'm not who cares what you want, but I'm saying it's not my business to say what you want, just like it's nobody else's business in the universe to say what you want. But the idea is, if you're watching these videos, that what you believe that you want is to be of service and to assist yourself with your healing, because you understand that in assisting yourself with the healing, you are going to thereby extend, in alignment with the Creator, your inner your inner Christ consciousness. This is not religious. It's just referring to your higher self, your inner self that is most divine. That's what your thing is. When you serve that, you align with it. It's just you. It's literally just you. It creates a projection outward. And so that's why you are serving others as you serve yourself. and you're serving yourself as you serve others. This should be about extending the light, extending the love. But in order to do that, you've got to be in alignment. This is why they talk about serving idols, right? IDOLS. Now, I'm not going to get into religious use of that, but I'm sure if you're on this planet, everyone has an idea, and then you want to think, well, which religion are we talking about? And then some religions don't even look at that, right? But so the way I'm saying it here is, if there's to serve an idol means to put something on a pedestal and you speak your existence to that. A lot of people use money as their idols, and then they claim it's about survival, right? And when we look in the energy field, and it's all nuanced, we look in the energy field, that's not it at all. It's ego. So what is it that you're valorizing? What is it that you're putting as the thing that you will follow, that you will live in alignment to? So if you are making something other than the light, which is your own higher self, which is in the interest of your highest interest, and if something's in your highest interest, it is in the highest interest of the collective, right? Because this is all mirroring here. 11 minutes, 11 seconds, we're all one. So if you're not serving your highest interest or the highest interest of the collective, then what is it that you're serving? And it's very, very easy for us to think that something that looks very, very, mundane, or looks very, very much like charity and this and that is in the interest of society, of the collective, and it's not. Because it's not about what you do, it's the heart with which you do it. So now we're talking about frequency. Look at this, accountability. That's exactly what we're talking about. Accountability. So this is an accountability check for all of us, because I'm just channeling, but I always go back and watch all the videos. Yay! I'm the one, right? I'm watching it. But here's the thing. Why is it that you're doing what you're doing? Because a lot of people are out here saying they want to be part of the new earth, and they want to serve society, and they want to this and that, but not many people have sat down and really asked, what is that? What is the new earth? What does it look like? Where did I get that definition from? Hell, where did I get that term from? Was I just meditating one day and the words dropped into my consciousness, and then I was like, oh, what's this? And I went and looked it up. Then listen, let you do your thing, because you're definitely getting it from somewhere, right? But if you just saw it somewhere and you're like, yeah, and you jumped on the bandwagon simply because I want to help. Yes, thank you. Help. But also understand what you're doing it for. Understand what is the vision for you? Do you have a vision of what you're working towards? Do you have a vision of what that would be like? So maybe you have to start asking, do I have a dream? You know, MLK, I have a dream. Like he spelled it out. There was a dream there. He spelled it out. And in the dream that he said, he gave us the vision of it. So the question today that our Ascension guys want to bring us is, first of all, thank you for your service, capital S. But now we want to remind you to understand what it is that you're trying to accomplish here. This is not asking you to change what you're doing in any way, or to get out of something or jump into anything else. No, this is just asking you along the way, because we're preparing for the next few months, along the way, can you remind yourself what you're doing this for? When you close your eyes, what are you seeing? Now, I would interject and remind you here that at the highest levels of perception, there is no other. There's no good, there's no bad, there's none of this. And guess what? There's no war. And that means there's no light worker, no starseed, no none of this, no volunteers, no none of that. And so whatever vision you come up with, make sure that you're thinking about happiness. The happiness that people can rejoin what? Themselves. Rejoin themselves. And some of you are working along this timeline in a way that brings people from out of where they are so that they can relocate to somewhere where they can have the chance to sit and think and reflect and rejoin themselves. Wherever it is that you are saying you're going to, take a moment and visualize it, envision it, feel it. And as you feel into those, it may actually be for some of you the first time you're doing it, to be honest, right? Sit in and allow the energy codes to come in, allow the visions to drop in, okay? Mwah.